Jai Gurudev students, welcome in this science class again. And students, before starting anything to teach, I want to tell you one important information. You know that your book means syllabus or matter of your book has been changed in your science book. Okay, even name of the chapters also different. Okay, so we have I also just come to know through the students only, because due to lockdown new book was not available in the market and we have not got in the month of April. So we taught from the old book. So first, second and third chapter matter is almost same and chapter names are also same. But children, when we started this new chapter number 4, whatever I have taught, that is given in new book as chapter number 7. Okay, matter is same, topics are also same, little bit activities are there. So no matter that almost everything is same which I have explained you in chapter number 4. But some students, they ask question to me that ma'am, how we note down these notes under chapter number 7 or chapter number 4. Okay, so today I want to tell you about this, that they have merged in new book chapter number 4 and 5. As I tell you that in old book chapter number 3 was chapter number 4 was heat and temperature. Okay, and chapter number 5 was flow of heat. These two chapters in the old book, they combined together and then they made, from these two chapters they made chapter number 7, which is heat and temperature. Okay students, I think you all have clear about this, that in old book they have given chapter number 4 and 5 separately, but in new book they have given this matter of both the chapters, they combined together and then they give in chapter number 7. So according to new book, we will give the name of chapter also and number of the chapter also, because when we distribute your syllabus throughout the year into different terms and different periodic test or unit test, then teachers have to divide the portion. Okay, and we will divide according to the new book. So better you give name of the chapter according to heat and temperature and give chapter number, write chapter number 7 there. Okay, in place of 4 or 5 we have completed chapter number 7. Not completed means this part is left. Okay, this part, half of the chapter 7 we have completed. Last time whatever I have completed, that was according to the old book I taught you from there. Matter is almost same, little bit topics they elaborated or some activities they added more. So now I will teach you rest of the part, which is the half part of chapter number 7. Okay, so whatever I will give you notes regarding this chapter, more notes, that also you include under this chapter only. Don't write chapter number 4. If you have old book, then also you don't write chapter number 5 is flow of heat. Okay, don't write that number of the chapter. You include that notes also in this chapter number 7, because in new book this matter of the chapter is included in 7th chapter. Understand? So I think you all have clear about all these things. If now also any student has any problem regarding this, you can personally call me on my WhatsApp number. Okay, and you can ask your query. But don't be confused regarding this. And if any problem come in next chapter, or I think other chapters are not merged, but if any that syllabus is different or any topic is different in other chapter, then I will inform you side by side, because now we are considering both the books, but we have to follow new book only. Understand? So chapter number we follow from new book. So students, today I want to teach you next part of this chapter, heat and temperature, that is mode of transfer of heat. Understand? Mode of transfer of heat. You know, we have studied about heat and temperature. So how this heat can be transferred in case of liquid, in case of solid, or in case of gases. What are the different modes or process through which this heat is transferred from one place to another, or we can say through the solids and liquids and gases. Okay. So here today we will study about mode of transfer of heat you know that heat is a form of energy. Okay, so it has to move from colder place to hotter place, from hot place to cold place, or we can say that heat always move from hot body to cold body. Understand? If we touch any hot object, why we get that hotness of that object? Because our body is cool as compared to that hot object, and when we touch suddenly without knowing that whether it is hot or cool, then that heat easily or fastly transfer from that hot object to our hand or our body. Okay. So in this way you can understand that heat always move from hot body to cool body. So before these mode of transfer of heat or method of transfer of heat, we have to know about the conductors and insulators. I know these two words you have studied in your previous classes also, in 6th class also, or maybe in the junior classes. What are the conductors? First you should be clear about these two words, then only you can understand. Conductors are those substances which allow heat or electricity to pass through them. Understand? So what are the examples of conductors? Conductors are all the metals. Okay, we can take example of iron, copper, aluminium, or any kind of you can take example of metal. Okay, so all the metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, because electricity and heat always or easily pass through these metals. Second term is insulators. What are the insulators? Insulators are just opposite to the conductors. Means conductor easily pass heat or electricity through it. They allow to heat or electricity, but insulators will not allow. They don't allow electricity and heat to pass through them. So have you remembered example of these insulators? Yes, you have studied in class 6 also. Example of insulator are wood, plastic, rubber. Okay, these are the main, or we can say important or famous insulators. Because of these insulators, heat can't pass from one object to other object. So some of the time we want to transfer heat, and some of the time we don't want to transfer the heat. That's why we use insulators. Okay, not only heat, even electricity also. You know that in electric wires, you must have seen that always electric wires are of metal. Inside that plastic coating, metal wire is there, that is made up of conductors. It conducts electricity, but on the metal wire always we use these insulator, means insulation of that wire. We use plastic material, or we can say that insulated material, to cover that metallic wire, so that electricity will not pass from that wire to human beings or to us. If by mistake we touch the electric wire, we may not get any electric shock. Okay, and other than this, you can take example of cooking utensils. You know that handle of your pan, or many of the times handle of cooking utensils, they are made up of either plastic material or wooden handles are also there in some utensils. Why we use wooden or plastic handles? To protect ourselves from direct heat, because when we cook anything on the stove, then our utensils become hot, and if directly we touch them, we can burn our hand. Okay, so to protect, give those protection, we use insulators also. So children, we know that conductors are very important materials for us, but insulators are also equally important for us. Many of the things we use insulators also. Not only the electric wires, you know that electrical tools like pliers, screwdriver, these all are having plastic coating. You must have seen these tools. These are common tools. At home also maybe you have those tools. You can see why we use that plastic coating around those electrical tools, because we may not touch directly to the electric wire, or we may not indirect contact with the electric wire. To protect ourselves from that electric shock, we use those insulating materials. Okay, so students, these are the two important terms which we use in this chapter, or what I am going to explain. So that's why these two terms are important. So first of all, I'll tell you that how heat transfer in case of solids. Okay, you know that we have three states of any matter: solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so how heat transfer in case of solid, in case of liquid and in case of gases. This thing we should understand from their structure of their molecules. As I have told you that everything is made up of molecules or atoms. Okay, and means if we talk about metal is a good conductor of heat, but metal is also a matter. Okay, a thing which is made up of small molecules. But how the arrangement of molecule is there in case of metals, that we will see, or in case of solids. First we will study transfer of heat in case of solids. How heat transfer in case of solids, this we can understand by molecules of any solid. Suppose here this is a solid thing, and inside these, or we can say molecule of solid, are tightly packed. You know that that's why they are solid, or that's why they can't change their shape. Okay, and here you can easily see that molecules are tightly packed in this way, and they are in touch with each other, means they are very closely attached to each other. Understand? So this kind of arrangement is found in case of solids. Okay, what will happen when we provide heat to any solid? Suppose we hold a spoon. You can do this activity at home also, and you can feel easily that when you hold spoon and keep that front part of spoon on the gas stove, and means on the flame of gas stove, then slowly firstly that front part of the spoon is getting heat, and after that slowly heat will transfer to the whole spoon, and from where one end we are holding, that end also becomes hot. And how this happening, that process I am telling you, that how this happening, because these metals or solids are made up of those molecules which are very tightly packed, and when we provide heat to them, suppose we are providing heat through any source, we are providing heat to them, and these molecules gets heated first. Understand? And heat easily transfer or vibrate these neighboring molecules also, means those molecules which are present above them, they are vibrating those molecules, and heat move from this molecule to this molecule, this molecule to this molecule, and to here also, means all around heat easily can transfer from molecule to molecule. Understand? So this method means this process in which heat transfer through the molecules or from one molecule to another or neighboring molecules, or in this case we can say this method of transfer of heat is conduction. And in case of solids, heat transfer through to this method. Understand? Heat transfer by this method only. Understand? Now it is conduction, and only in case of solids heat can be transferred from molecule to molecules. That's why solids are totally different, and when we heat we can say one end of any metal, then it can be easily transfer heat from one end to another end. Okay, so that spoon example which I have given you, because of this reason or reason of conduction, the full spoon is getting heated. Okay, so this is about the conduction. So children, in new book they have given some applications of conduction also. Application of conduction means what are the advantages or what are the uses of conduction. By this method you can write down yourself also uses. By the conduction method we can cook food. You know that if we not use solids, then we can't cook food. By cooking food also we use this conduction method, and through solid that heat passes to our food and food get cooked in the utensils. And other than this we can take example of other so many things also. They are given in your new book. I just read it out and I tell you then what type of applications they have given here. Second example they have given about the mercury in thermometers. You know that I have shown you thermometer. Mercury is a liquid metal, so it moves with the help of heat. When heat is conducted from our body, and it easily move through the capillary tube, and by rising the level of that capillary tube or by watching the level of mercury, we can easily note down our body temperature. And third one, they have given example of refrigerators, air conditioners and automobiles also. Children, this example you can understand by this way, that every these materials, automobiles or we can say air conditioners and refrigerators, they arrange the coiling of copper, okay, copper wire or we can say copper pipes. They have made a arrangement of copper pipes, so that copper is a good conductor of heat, and copper easily can take out the heat from if we talk about the engine, automobiles or in your four-wheelers, copper pipes can easily get the heat and it throws out of that engine, so that engine become not be damaged and engine will not be overheated, okay. And if we talk about air conditioner, same way in the air conditioner also copper is working, copper pipes are working as a heat attractor, means it conducts the heat, and that heat it keeps away from the air conditioner with the help of that fan, okay. And in case of refrigerator also the same process is there. At the back of the refrigerator they made coiling of copper, and that coiling or that pipe like structures of that refrigerator, they also help to remove the heat from refrigerator, so that these appliances can be saved from overheating. Understand? So this these are the applications they have given here in this about the conduction, means what are the application of conduction or conductors in our daily life, okay. So this is about the conductors. Now in next video I'll explain you about convection, okay.